do that again, but I'll make it seem so much cooler. Hey, Tim here, and you and I are gonna walk through a recipe for braised chicken. Now, I know what you're thinking. Braising kinda feels like some next level chefy technique, but I swear it couldn't be simpler. In fact, if you've ever slow cooked, chances are you've braised. So it's so easy and it's so delicious. I swear you've got this. Here's how it's done. So the prep on this recipe is really simple and happens really fast. The first thing I'm gonna do is slice up a leek. A leek is kind of an interesting vegetable. It's in the onion family, if you couldn't tell, because it looks like a gigantic spring onion or a green onion. It's nice, it's very fragrant, it's kind of floral, and it doesn't have the kind of sharp bite that a normal onion does. This is the root end. I'll save that for my stock later. I'm just gonna slice this leek kind of thinly. Some might roll around, just grab them, that's fine. And I'm gonna stop slicing it when I get to this darker green part of the leek. This part of the leek, it's really fibrous, and honestly, you can never cook it enough so that it's nice to eat, but it has a ton of flavor. So what I like to do is pop it in my freezer, and the next time I'm gonna make a chicken stock or a really nice soup, I'll throw it in here. And I treat it just like a bay leaf, you know? Whenever the soup is done, I take it out, and all that flavor is filled with the soup. It's really good. Next on the list, I've got some bacon here. I think of the bacon, it's really not supposed to make the dish taste bacony. It's really just there to flavor the whole dish. So 4 slices, kind of think of it as like black pepper or another spice that you're adding to the dish. It has smokiness, has a lot of depth. It's really good. Of course it's really good. It's bacon. You don't need me to tell you that. And lastly, I've got the chicken. I'm using chicken thighs and chicken legs because they really hold up to that temperature, that slow braising temperature, and they just become more delicious the longer they cook. So we're gonna season this chicken with 2 teaspoons of lemon pepper rub. Just add a ton of flavor. Give it that lemon fragrance, which is so nice. So a teaspoon on the top. Flip all of this over. And that is all the prep we have to do for this recipe, right? Couldn't be simpler. So let's get cooking. So I'm using a 6-quart enameled cast iron Dutch oven, and this thing is the perfect thing for braising because it really holds on to heat and it just never lets it go. So whether you're braising on the stovetop like I'm doing with this chicken or in the oven, it's going to maintain that kind of low and slow temperature that we're really looking for with this. First thing I'm gonna do is heat this on medium-high heat, and we're gonna cook that bacon. It's really gonna give us a lot of flavor. All right, so the bacon is nice and crisp, and I'm just gonna pull it out and we're gonna start searing our chicken. So I'm gonna do this in batches because I don't wanna overcrowd the pan. That's gonna be so important to get a really beautiful brown sear that's gonna help develop all the flavor that we're looking to build for this braised chicken. Getting a really good sear on this chicken skin, it's not about trying to cook the chicken. We're gonna do that when we braise it. It's really just about developing those rich, deep flavors. Swap it out. The next batch. So I know you might think that braising is intimidating because it's this French technique, and you know, French food is all about 7 different kinds of forks and really nice white tablecloths. But the fact is, my favorite French food is the stuff that comes from bistros, that's comforting and warm. Things like beef bourguignon, which is really just another name for beef stew, or steak frites. I mean, steak and fries, and how is that going to be bad? These are really simple, delicious comfort foods that you don't have to go to a French restaurant to experience. You can make them yourself at home, and it's so good. All right, guys, that is looking good. This is what we're after. Chicken is seared. Now, The chicken was searing in that bacon fat, and it was getting a ton of flavor on it, but I'm got a little bit more in here than I need, so I'm just gonna drain it off and keep on cooking. So the first thing I'm gonna do is add those leeks and put them right into the pot. So we're just gonna saute these leeks for a little bit, cook them down. I'm gonna use the flat end of my spoon here to kind of scrape up some of that stuck-on bit from the chicken. And now we're gonna add 4 cloves of garlic. All right, I don't know about you, but as soon as garlic hits the pan, fills the house, and I just feel like I'm cooking. It is so good. Okay, at about this point, you're probably thinking, the bottom of this pan is so dark, and I'm never gonna be able to clean it, but don't worry. You just have to stay calm, and remember, we're about to add some white wine. Cleans the pan in a cinch. So the white wine is going to cook down, and it's going to cook off all of that alcohol, but it's going to leave that fragrance from the wine, kind of the grapefruit and the lemon and all that acidity and brightness. It makes everything so good. Now, if you're not into cooking with wine, though, you can totally just skip this step and maybe use a little bit of chicken stock or water to scrape up all of those stuck-on bits. And then maybe at the end of the dish, you can do a little spritz of lemon juice, and that'll brighten everything up. It'll be really nice. So at this point, I'm gonna start making a roux, which is, again, another French technique, but really all it's gonna do is thicken up the sauce. I'm adding 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm also gonna add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard because, well, it's French. Why not? This is gonna cook down, and then as soon as I add my chicken stock to this, it's gonna help thicken everything up and give it really nice, rich texture. I'm gonna add my bacon back in and stir it all together. And put my chicken back in the pot. Just kind of nuzzle everything in. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna add to really help develop the flavor is fresh thyme, which has got to be my favorite herb. It gives everything such a rich, deep flavor. I love it. And I'm not even gonna take it off the stem. I'm just gonna put it all together in the pot, and then I can take it all out whenever it's done cooking. And at the very end, I'm gonna top it with spinach. And I'm not actually gonna stir the spinach in, because it would kind of overcook if I did that. This just lets it cook really gently right on top. Okay, lid on, turn the heat down to medium-low. Just gonna let it do its thing for about 12 to 15 minutes. That chicken is gonna get really tender, really juicy, and so flavorful. All right, here we go. I love this part. Yeah. Always pays off. This looks so good. We've got the chicken that's been braising, and that white wine and the stock. We've got the spinach that's kind of wilted down. Here, let me get a plate and I'll show you. And you can serve this with mashed potatoes. You can serve it with rice. It's great with roasted potatoes as well. And it's just all going to taste great together. So each person gets, you know, a nice chicken thigh, one of these legs, and of course, some of that great braising liquid. Pour it all over the top. And there you have it. Braised chicken. It's got the bacon and the white wine in that sauce. It is so good, and you don't have to travel to France or even go to a French restaurant. You can do this yourself right at home. You're going to love it.